2 will be starting. A friendly reminder to turn off those cell phones and that flash photography is strictly prohibited. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I told them to be back by 11 o'clock at the latest. We're 23 minutes into 1944 and they're still not back yet.
Maybe they are on their way back now.
We're talking about Eddie, Alice, Carol, and God knows who all else cramming into Mildred's latrine to play poker. And Eddie brought that garbage whiskey with her.
Maybe they feel safe with all the officers tired out from the New Year's party down at the gym.
If they think those officers will fail to do an after-bed check because they're tired out from a little party, which ended 24 minutes ago, then they don't know anything about how the Army Air Force works. I've been watching Mildred like a hawk, too, ever since her bay made up.
Which one?
Wendy washed last week for drinking. Ms. Deaton threatened to wash the whole bay if they didn't fess up to whose liquor it was they'd spilled on the floor.
Is it true that she slipped and fell on it when she came in for after-bed check?
She fell twice. She was livid.
Imagine so.
And they've been doubly careful with after-bed checks since. I swear Eddie is as ungrateful as she is careless. She's just asking to get herself kicked out. And after Rosalie, I swear if any of them get caught, I'm going to have
I
a
don't
fit.
understand. Rosalie was good enough to get here in the first place.
Darling, that doesn't mean she was good enough to stay.
She just needed more time.
Some people are meant for other things.
That is easy for us to say. We are still here. Any word on James?
No, nothing yet.
How do you stand it?
I know exactly where Will is, and his silence is unbearable. And then there is you, who doesn't even... How do you stand it?
I study radio maps, look for shapes in the clouds, messages. I pray. Mostly I pray.
I'm not sure God ever hears my prayers. My earthly father never listened anyway.
I like to think of God as being a woman.
What?
Like one of the women in my church's choir, with voices that can sing even the sweetest melodies, with bosoms so soft, it's like a pillow that'll hold even your heaviest tears. A God who will love you no matter how many times you fail her, no matter how many times you fall short.
Norma Jean, the Bible says he.
Who wrote the Bible, Virginia?
Norma Jean! Carol, are you trying to wake the whole base?
What in the Lord's good name are you making this ruckus for?
Well, we were playing poker.
Mrs. Deaton's doing an after-bed check.
What? Did she see you?
They saw me! They saw me! Mildred, I was waiting for you!
She saw you! Eddie, pick up the scripts. Hide that flask. Do they know you were playing cards?
I don't think so.
I stuffed the deck down my bra.
What are you going to tell them? Eddie, did you brush your teeth with whiskey? Get into your cot. What are you going to tell them? What do you mean, what am I going to tell them?
If you talk, Norma Jean, they'll take one look at me and they'll wash me. They washed Wendy last week for drinking, and her uncle's the Supreme Court Justice. I'm nobody. They won't even... What are you going to tell them?
Edith Harknell, if you know what's good for you, you'll get your tan for reenacting to the goddamn Carter. So help me out! Miss Deaton, is everything all right?
Squadron Commander Harris. This young woman says 3 of your baymates were with her in the latrine betwixt Bay 25 and 26, not even 5 minutes ago.
Well, that's odd, because My baymates and I have all been sleeping in our cots since 10.
Are you sure they didn't just sneak out while you were asleep?
That one is breathing hard.
Eddie? She's, got bad lungs. You should have heard her last week when she had a cold. You'd have thought a train was rolling through.
Drop the Southern Belle charm, Norma Jean, and just tell Mrs. Dean here the truth.
The truth. You want to know the truth now, do you? Well, the truth is that, as far as I'm aware, my baymates have all been counting sheep in their cots since lights out at 10. Under this roof, we respect the rules of sisterhood. And seeing as Mildred here is a flight lieutenant, and I am squadron commander, I believe my word outranks hers.
Mildred.
She's right. Truth is, I didn't know who they were, and I just thought if you had names.
I'm so sorry to disturb you at such a late hour, Squadron Commander.
It's no problem at all, Miss.
You!
Glad you sleep well yourself.
You hear me?
You
You're
too,
lucky
Mildred.
this break curfew we're catching you on. Otherwise, we would have washed your ass a month ago!
Lord, forgive me. I don't think I've ever lasted in a lie so long.
That was marvelous. Well done, Norma Jean. You completely sewed Mildred Simmons' mouth shut.
Good. Her voice absolutely crawls me up a wall.
You didn't have to do that. You could have turned me in.
I know. Thanks. Hey, I didn't do you any favors. You know how hard advanced training's gonna be?
Roll out the airplanes, we got a big job to do. Roll out the airplanes, hurry so we can get through. We'll practice sequence when we go up every day, just so we can ferry airplanes for the USA. Roll out the airplanes, we got a big job to do. Roll out the airplanes, hurry so we can get through. We'll practice sequence when we go up every day, just so we can ferry airplanes for the USA.
Dear Mrs. Cochran, the class of 44W4 are officially 3 weeks into advanced training. Below are the names whom we have lost over the past 4 months. Teddy Rolfe, washed. Millicent Scott, washed. Margaret Fort, washed.
William, every morning I pray to God saying, please, please let me eat dinner in the same place as I did breakfast.
I think that's enough studying for one day.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You know, no one's ever washed because they failed ground school.
And I don't plan to be the first.
It's fine, but I'm done with this book. Let's go look at a real-life engine. Yeah.
Sylvia Meyer, washed. Helen Carter, washed. Nancy Hill, left for medical reasons. Libby James, washed. Helen Huff, washed. Jane Easton, washed. Betty Bowman, washed. Millicent Brown, washed. Susan Shaw, washed. Barbara Richards, washed.
Sometimes it feels like there is not a world outside of Sweetwater.
Mildred, was it you who put an alarm clock under my bed that woke me up at 4 this morning?
You put soap shavings and peanut shells in my bed covers!
Edith Harknell, are you planning on playing poker in our latrine again tonight?
What's it to you? You don't play.
Mildred, get back here! Wait! I want to play!
I got better things to do. Hello, James. All is good here in... No, Noah. All good in Texas. I love
No. Love flying the 86.
Norma Jean got word that her James is alive in a prison in Japan, and they have been able to sneak messages back and forth through the Red Cross as long as they are kept to 25 words.
Phyllis Knight, washed. Wendy Turner, caught with alcohol, washed. Gretchen Collins, washed. Velma Sylvian, washed. Elizabeth Madison, washed. Isabel Hauser, washed. Eleanor Johnson, washed.
Mexican wine isn't as good as Belgian wine.
Yes, but we can't drive to Belgium.
But if we could work.
Carol got a Dear Jane letter from her fella in Japan, so she's been rather sullen. When she's not stealing a kiss from a mechanic named Hernandez in the hangar.
Joanne Henderson, washed. Lucy Turner, washed. Mary Ellen Snyder, washed. Jane Carmichael, washed. And Rosalie Hartson.
It seems like someone washes every day. And the radio tells us that men are dying every day. This morning, my heart felt too heavy to fly. Will this war never end? Will you ever write me back? I hope so. Missing you, Virginia.
Heard from your folks lately?
Father found the letters I wrote Mother. He burned them. He has written me out of his will.
It's times like these when I'm glad I don't know where my father is.
Mother and I are going to get a P.O. box and write in secret. Mother and I are good at secrets.
You can't make complete sentences with only 25 words.
I call my mother back in Oregon every week. I'm afraid she'll forget me.
That's silly. How can a mother forget her own daughter?
The problem comes the other way around.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't remember my ma, and she left me.
But Alice didn't leave a child. She left her mother. Right?
Oops. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Her name is Ruby. She's back in Oregon with my mom.
You've got a kid?
Why didn't you tell us?
She's ashamed.
Norma.
Because plenty of other women were willing to come here that didn't have kids at home. But she left hers.
I got the call to bear arms from Jackie Cochran. I felt like it was something I was supposed to do.
For yourself.
For her country. Norma Jean, why are you getting so upset about this?
Before James left, we've been trying. We've been trying for what seems like forever.
I don't take her for granted, Norma Jean. I know what I have. I know how good it is.
I sure hope you do.
Norma Jean, you have to understand.
I can't tell you how many times I've thought I'd give up flying forever if God would just give me a child.
And if God were to come by tomorrow and be willing to sign a contract to that effect, you would sign it?
Yes.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Don't lie to me, Ace.
Fine. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
None of us could. Because it's the not knowing that gets us up in the morning. They're sending Ricky undercover. I might not hear from him for months.
William has not written since December.
I haven't gotten a bottle of wine from Roger since Christmas.
I haven't kissed Hernandez in a few hours.
He tells me we can't be together, and then he kisses me. I just don't get it.
Honey, you can do better than Hernandez.
Attention! Time for night flying. You will wait on the flight line starting in dark and fly until 2 or 3 some nights. Mom, your favorite cafeteria cook will bring us coffee and small sandwiches to have while we wait our turn. It is a miracle we haven't had any accidents as we've only oil lamps running the length of the runway to see by.
How can I describe flight to you, William? It's vibration. It's sensation. When you take off, it's power. You push the throttle forward, and it pushes back, and you go on up, and it's beautiful up there. You would think it would be loud, but it's not. Sound is vacuumed out, like when you are submerged underwater, and the world takes on a simple grace. The earth is alive, Will. It moves under us. It exhales. I cannot shake this feeling that when I am in the air, God is holding me in the palm of her hand.
Kitty the pilot, all bloody and gore, for she won't be flying the pattern no more.
William, there was a lot of excitement in Sweetwater today.
It was an accident, Ziggy. Honest.
I don't care if visiting hours are over, Dr. Monsoor. I want to see Carol.
Carol was doing aerobatic tricks, which we are not supposed to do.
I watched the whole thing, Miss Deaton, and it's a miracle she's alive.
One guess who taught her aerobatics.
Ricky taught me some back when we barnstormed, and I swear, they calmed me down. But I guess I should have figured that Shrimp's adrenaline would hit her faster than it might me. She's so dang small.
That's it. Come on, girl. You've got it. You've got it.
Carol isn't Carol unless she's doing something without thinking.
Woohoo! Ha ha ha! Woohoo! If she's awake, she'll want to see me.
A mechanic left a rag on her plane engine, and it caught fire.
Aw, damn it, think, Carol, think. No, still spinning upside down. Ah, the ground is getting really close. Where's that eject button? Where is it? Gotcha, you son of a...
Ejecting from a plane is a last resort.
Are you aware, Miss Deaton, that we've never gotten more instruction than a cartoon pamphlet on how to bail?
You taught us to count to 10 before hitting the silk. Otherwise, you're chopped liver, and she knew that.
But the ground was too close, so she had to improvise.
1, 10.
Thank goodness she only got bruises for her trouble.
Will you at least make sure she gets some avocado with her dinner tonight? It's her favorite.
I could kill Shrimp for doing something so stupid. Without me, I'm supposed to be the hot pilot around here.
Maybe you're getting smart in your old age, Eddie.
I've got to stop hanging around you. Responsibility is contagious.
Sage and blue, like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Remind me of what I love, deep in the heart of Texas.
I love that sound. I can't stand long silences much anymore.
Who are you writing?
William, I thought he hadn't written you in a month or two. I got one this morning, a short one.
I told you he'd come around.
In the letter, he said, "This flying business is a phase I'm willing to indulge until you come home and be my girl again."
What? That's not quite coming around.
He said that? He's an ass.
Eddie!
What? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy didn't want you to come here. He waited until December to say he wanted to see you, and then, when you couldn't get there because of a Texan snowstorm, he goes back to giving you the silent treatment until finally, he writes you to say that? Doesn't he know you at all?
Of course he does. We grew up together.
Let me tell you something, Virginia. When my mama married my daddy, he let her fly around the whole goddamn state. But as soon as she had Ricky and me, he moved us closer to Jacksonville, and he made her stop. And 3 years later, she got sick. And 4 years after that, she was dead. And then Daddy ran off, because he couldn't stand the idea of us knowing the truth. The sickness wasn't what killed Mama. He was.
Edith Harknell, you're scaring the girl.
Good. Kids should be living with their eyes wide open. Any one of these days could be our last. Shrimp here fell in the sky 2 weeks ago.
I'm never going to hear the end of that now, am I?
So you better be careful is all I'm saying.
Eddie, what's gotten into you?
Nothing. I'm fine.
Virginia is nothing like your mother, Eddie. Right? Law number 6. The women we are now is what matters, not who we were before. Even if we might have to go back to being those women when this is all over.
Miss HP and a little bit more. I want to be a WASP trainee and a little bit more. I want to be a graduate and then I'll ask no more. For I'll have all that's coming to me and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit more.
Decision height. The altitude at which a pilot must decide to descend for her landing or continue on and deem it a missed approach.
At 1,500 hours a day, Mary Stein, class 44W6, along with her instructor, Ziggy Lewis, and Mildred Simmons, class 44W4, died in a mid-air collision. A memorial service will be held tomorrow in the gym. The Avenger Choir, started by Mildred, will sing a selection of hymns. A collection is being taken to help send Mildred and Mary home to their families. Ziggy, who had no family, will be laid to rest here at Avenger Fields, where she was happiest.
Yes, they're allowed to have dates, but they must go out in groups of at least 4, and they can't have dates with officers. The girls hit it off very well.
I'm sure they have.
And they've already
You're just jealous that you're not out in the Pacific with them.
You bet I am. I'd love to be out there in the thick of things. And I'd beat up Carol's bull riding Ben while I was at it.
Captain, don't worry.
All right. What's your particular job, Corporal Hamlin?
I'm a motor driver. Anything from a
Why are you jealous of this woman? You're the one flying, she's driving jeeps.
But she's a corporal. She's there, doing something.
She's doing the same thing we are.
I'm glad to say that
Freeing up a man to fight.
has already received his orders.
I've got the mail and the list for Army Tech guys in modern basic training. I've got Lieutenant Baker, Hangar 1. Virginia and Eddie, you've got Lieutenant Reinhardt, Hangar 1. Norma, you have Second Lieutenant Foster, Hangar 2. And Alice, you've got...
I got Maytag, didn't I?
In Hangar 1.
I had a feeling.
What do you mean?
I can't explain it. Last night, I had a feeling I wasn't going to last another night here. I think I'm going to wash. You can't know that. You're not God.
Yeah. You're not going anywhere. Not if we got any say in it.
That's all very sweet.
No buts. You'll just jinx yourself.
No one has made it past Maytag. Not since we've been here.
We're not no one. You're Alice Hawkins, first to solo. Just throw a coin in the well on your way out to the flat line and keep cool. Here, take my penny.
If you say so, Carol.
Virginia, you got a letter from Rosalie.
She's teaching flute to kids in the middle of her folks' cornfield.
She says if we ever do a cross-country up that way, we should stop by. She gave us her coordinates.
Dang it, where'd my lighter get to?
You can fly without your lighter, Eddie.
Ricky gave me that lighter. I never go into the air without it.
Stop being so superstitious.
Stop being so unsuperstitious. Norma, this one from James.
Oh dear. He doesn't think he'll be able to stomach meat again. He's eaten dogs and rats.
Eddie, there's one for...
Is that for me?
Never mind.
Give it to me.
It's nothing. You can read after your test.
Come on, Trim, just give it to me.
All the planes dropped into the sea. About 17 of them were shot down. Well, how about the raid itself, Jim? Well, the fighters went in first and shot down several Jap planes and strafed their fields. My group took off about 8 o'clock in the morning. The Jap...
The Army Air Force regrets to inform you that your brother, Richard M. Harknell Airman, was killed in the performance of his duties and service to his country on 7th March in Germany.
Eddie, I
found your lighter.
Let's get to flying. There's a war on.
I'm a flying wrecker, risking my neck, and a hell of a pilot too. A hell of a pilot too. My God, the jolly good flyers, the gremlins treat me mean. I'm a flying wrecker, risking my neck for the good old 318th. When that thin and blonde captain comes to view us in our drill, we'll do a four winds march, sir, and we'll check order the hill. And when he calls attention, we'll click our heels and yell, I'm just a raw civilian, sir, and you can go to hell. I'm a flying wrecker, risking my neck, and a hell of a pilot too. A hell of a pilot too. Like all the jolly good flyers, the gremlins treat me mean. I'm a flying wrecker, risking my neck for the good old 318th.
You did it, Alice. You did it. Victory over Captain Maytag.
And you thought you could get rid of us. You wish.
You should have seen the look on his face, Alice, when you got off. It was like it was killing him to sign your pass slip.
They should knock that fifth nail off that sign and put a big old picture of you on top.
Okay, that's enough flattery. How's Eddie? That bad?
She's smoking a whole lot.
Lieutenant Reinhardt sent her away when she tried to take her check ride. He's making her take it tomorrow.
Mrs. Hawkins. I have a phone call in my office. But it's not Saturday. Is everything all right? Is my Ruby okay? It's not your daughter on the line. It's your husband. Roger? My Roger's on the line?
I guess she's gonna be leaving us after all.
Oh.
Mrs. Deaton told me that Congress is holding a meeting to decide if we get militarized.
What does that mean?
It means we would no longer be civilians, but a legitimate part of the military. Can you imagine? William and my father would have to take us seriously if the bill passes.
They'll never take us seriously if pilots like Alice choose to go home.
Careful, you're starting to sound like Eddie.
I am not. So, Roger's back?
With one less eyeball, yes.
Oh,
That is so sad. He will never get to fly again.
He's back and he's with me. Virginia, I can't ask for more than that.
No, you can't.
Norma Jean.
Now, don't you worry about me. Safe travels back to Oregon.
I'm going to miss you.
Do me a favor. Keep Eddie and Norma Jean from killing each other. Eddie.
You're so close. You left your family, your daughter, to see this through for what?
He's home, Eddie.
And he's asking for you? Needs you back home to keep his castle? When he's around, you just shut your brain off and let him make all your decisions?
How dare you?
You're leaving out of duty, aren't you?
No!
Eddie, stop this! Because the woman that just kicked Maytag's ass, she's not done.
I am done. I promised Ruby when her daddy came home, her family would be together
You can't use your
again.
daughter as an excuse to quit.
I'm not quitting. I'm choosing. I'm choosing my daughter over Wings. Who was to lead the march to breakfast if you're gone? You. If you'll accept the position.
I guess I could do that. It might be hard though because I'm so small.
You're not that small.
No, I am. But I don't mind really. It was great as a kid. Mom and Pa fought a lot. Sometimes I'd ride one of our horses just to get out of there. But I'd always get to the point where I wasn't allowed any further. The road forks and Mom was worried that I'd get lost. So she told me whenever I saw the fork to turn around and come back. One day, when I was 7, I was sitting at that fork, wishing I could find a way to go farther, when I heard a rumbling. It was a plane flying overhead of me and out past the fork. I watched it until I couldn't see it anymore. And I got so excited that I rushed home to tell Mom that we could leave Oklahoma, that I found a way to go farther. But when I got home, I found a room all bare and the family car gone. She left. Didn't even say goodbye. I'm happy for Ruby. I'm sure she's missing you something fierce, but you're my best. I'm gonna miss that. Alice.
When all this is over, come stay with us in Oregon.
Roger?
Honey, he doesn't get a choice. Now, are you going to walk me to the main gate or not?
Sure. But wait. Aren't you going to say goodbye?
I am saying goodbye, Carol. With each step forward. I'm saying goodbye.
Touch
training started. Cross-country flights, long and hard. No, Noah. Flight's tiring. Today, Easter morning, Airfield's sunrise service sang Victory.
The strife is o'er, the battle done. Now is the victor's triumph won. Now be the song of praise begun. Hallelujah.
You never guess who came.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
William, there is nothing basic about basic training.
Dear monsters, you can't see the ground in a BT-13. You just got your wits and instruments to keep you on course. I'm great at it. I'm already used to flying blind.
The Army Air Force keeps the good planes for the men, so most of ours are in poor shape. The BT-13s are the worst. I swear, these buckets of bolts only got duct tape, chewing gum, and prayers keeping them together.
It's a thrill to fly high above the highway and not being able to see a damn thing but the sky. I'll send you another postcard soon. We fly next to California.
I have been to Alabama, Georgia, and Missouri so far. To think 6 months ago I had never left Connecticut.
You know, Shrimp, I think Ricky would go berserk if he saw me flying cross-country.
Oh, yeah?
I'd take my top off and sunbathe.
You would not.
It gets hot up there.
You're right about
We'll
that.
soon be assigned to different bases to ferry planes, so it's important for us to practice cross-country flights. They are nerve-wracking. It's impossible to keep each other in sight, so you are mostly alone. And if you're lucky and have no problems and make it to your destination base on time, then you have to wait for everyone else.
Normandy!
Thank goodness.
What took you so long?
What? I'm a little late and you all stand around like a couple nervous mothers? Isn't that my job?
Shut up, Ace.
Graduation is looming like a Texas dust storm, William, and I'm terrified. The thought of leaving my friends in this place should make me feel excited. I'll finally get to do what I came here to do, to be a part of the war effort. But instead, I feel such grief. We all feel it, but we try not to talk about it. It is the B-29 in the room, you might say. Instead, we watch each other fly from the runway. We relish the taste of butter on our morning toast. We continue the delusion that Sweetwater is forever. We know in our hearts it is too good to last. I'm beginning to fear that maybe you and I are, too. Tell me I'm wrong? Signed, Virginia.
They're gonna catch us. They're gonna catch us. And we're gonna get kicked out before we can graduate next week.
They sure will if we don't keep our mouths shut.
Oh, it's like bath water.
This feels better than sleeping.
This feels better than smoking.
This feels better than church.
Today's our last cross-country till graduation. Can you believe that? Where do you think we'll go?
After graduation, I want to get assigned to Casper Airfield in Wyoming, or some other base with mountains.
I'd like to be assigned to Camp Davis. It's only a few hours from my folks.
I don't care where they send me. I just want to volunteer for one of those top secret projects. They have those, you know.
When the war's over, I'm gonna live in the mountains.
When James comes home, we're gonna have a baby.
Maybe I'll barnstorm around the country again. Just one more time.
When I got enough money, I'll buy a ranch of my own with horses and dogs.
We'll name her Jackie and we'll teach her how to fly.
I hear they're teaching women to be officers. I could be the new Ziggy Lewis.
Oregon has the mountains, right?
Yes, Carol. What about you, Virginia?
Yeah. When are you and Will getting hitched?
Who's giving maid of honor? Can I do it?
No, Shrimp. She's gonna ask Rosalie. Or me.
No, she wouldn't.
Virginia, what's going on in that pretty little head of yours?
I was just thinking about how many people this war has taken and how many more it will take before it's over. I'm willing to do whatever it takes until then. But when it is over, I'm going to see the Pacific Ocean. No, I don't just want to see it. I want to swim in it and fish in it and sail over it and watch the sun sink into it.
Time to go.
You go forth from here with your silver wings. You go forth from here with your silver wings. Santiago blue and the heart that sings, 'cause you ain't gonna be here no longer. You'll go forth from here with your silver wings. You'll go forth from here with your silver wings. Santiago blue and the heart that sings, 'cause you ain't gonna be here no longer.
Now remember, girls, take care to complete your entire checklist for pre-flight. To bring with you the correct maps, and for any of you who find you need a cushion or two to reach all the buttons, that you acquire one in the hangar. Now, you are to fly directly to Douglas Army Airfield in Arizona, fuel up, and then fly directly to Minter Field in California. Have a safe cross-country flight, girls. We'll see you on Sunday.
Mine's all the way at the bottom of the hangar.
That's me over there. See you in California.
Eddie, wait! Alice sent this wine to me. It's from Oregon, see? I thought we could drink it in California tonight, with no Miss Deaton to catch us.
What do you want me to do with it? I've got no room in my plane, same as you.
I'm the squadron commander, Eddie. I can't fly with it.
Fine.
Thank you.
Norma Jean, I forgot my map.
What?
I don't know how, what I did. I left it on my cot all the way back in the bay.
Which plane is yours?
That one over there. The one with mechanics crawling all over it. They said it won't be ready for another 15 minutes.
All right. You take my map and my plane. Seeing as I've got to make sure everyone gets off the ground before I can go anywhere, I'll go back and get your map and take your plane.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Don't get lost now. I don't want to have to hunt you down in Louisiana like last time.
I promise. I promise.
Leave your instrument, Lord, to Port W4. Leave your instrument, Lord, to Port W4. You can leave all the links with their gadgets galore, 'cause you ain't gonna be here no longer. You'll go forth from here with your silver wings. You'll go forth from here with your silver wings. Santiago blue and a heart that sings, 'cause you ain't gonna be here no longer.
Dang. Alice knows how to buy good wine.
It was nice, Eddie, that they let you escort her home. I thought they wouldn't let you. It's so close to graduation.
They couldn't have stopped me if they tried.
What did her parents say? Her sisters?
Not much. They gave me the telegram that the government sent them.
What did it say? Your daughter was killed this evening. Where do you want us to ship the body?
That's all it says? Let me see.
It says nothing about how or why.
Nope.
Gosh. Is that all we are to them? Just bodies?
This is my fault. If I'd just remembered my map,
It was
Norma
not your
Jean
fault,
still would've-
Carol. Even if you had remembered, she still would have made you take her plane.
She would have.
She would have wanted to be the last one to leave.
We switch planes all the time.
It was not your fault.
I know. But I can't stop thinking about how
I bet
she still
her James was at those pearly gates to meet her. Can you imagine? Dying the same day as your husband when he's half a world away?
She didn't want to. Doc said she broke both their hands, pounding on the door, trying to get out.
They say God opens all doors to those who knock. I guess she just didn't bother opening that one.
Did you just say she?
You never heard Norma Jean's theory? She told me once that she liked to think of God as being a woman. Isn't that just the most
outrageous?
The most bizarre.
The most marvelous thing you've ever heard? I miss her.
We all do.
They're probably lining up without us.
They can't do that. I've got to lead the march.
I don't want to leave, Eddie. I don't want to stop being this person.
So then don't. Come on, kid. You know what Norma Jean would say if she were here. Now let's get to flying.
There's a war on. William, graduation was a lovely ceremony. Mother was beaming so brightly she might have been the sun.
Why do you fly?
We have gotten our assignments, and Carol and I head out to Camp Davis, North Carolina soon.
Do you love heights?
But first, we're going to visit Rosalie in Iowa.
Do you love speed?
And then we are going to drop Eddie off at her base in Dayton, Ohio.
Do you enjoy pretending to be one of God's angels, soaring up and around the clouds?
I am having trouble sleeping. I close my eyes and I see the runway in California. I see the towering mountains, red in the sunset, and I see Eddie. Her eyes are on the skyline, waiting for a plane.
Are you attempting to escape a small life?
I hear the young lieutenant say someone spotted smoke in the mountains and a burning plane has been found.
Do you fly to see what's beyond the horizon?
The girl landed it well, he said, but the latch was broken on her cockpit door. She didn't stand a chance. Eddie only looks at him long enough to say she was a woman, not a girl. Then I watch Eddie Harknell cry for the first time.
Do you fly because you feel heavy?
I'm telling you this because I have been thinking for a long time. If I were at decision height and I chose to land, who would I want waiting for me at the end of the runway? I used to think it'd be you, but now?
Are you seeking another kind of baptism?
Eddie, Carol, Rosalie, Alice, even Norma Jean. they are continuing on. They're not quite ready to land, and neither am I. Perhaps when the war is over, we can meet again as new people. Until then, I'll be flying as Virginia Haskell, Women Air Force Service Pilot.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ella! Thank you. All right, everyone. If you could sit down real quick. We're doing our senior awards.